Hi. The Colwood Church finance team, made up of Melody Ader, our treasurer, Bob Toby, who is a member of our leadership team, and myself, Dean Tomlinson, we are excited to report that the mortgage, the debt on the Colwood Church building is nearly paid off. Let me tell you just a little bit about how we got here. In 2003, we began a project to build the sanctuary that you're sitting in right now, or that I'm standing in right now. And on your screen you can see that there's a picture of the bones of this thing, and it was very exciting. It was completed in early 2004, and we actually had a dedication service on June 27, 2004, a very exciting time when the church building actually increased in size nearly threefold. The original mortgage amount, the debt that was needed to make this building happen, was topped out at $1.7 million. That original debt, that mortgage of $1.7 million began, and we began to make payments for several years. It's been about 18 years now. During that period of time, the regular mortgage payments of more than $10,000 per month have been made religiously. And we find ourselves now with a current balance of approximately $172,000. Or as this pie chart so nicely shows us, that we have only about 10% of the original debt left to pay off on this building. And the one main reason for that has been the generous giving of the people of the Colwood Church, not only in our regular tithes and offerings, but in additional funds that have been given, some in very large amounts over the years, to pay down that debt. So we're so grateful for the generosity of the people who have made it possible for us to get this debt paid off. The note is due currently with the bank and needs to be rewritten. And what that means is simply that we have to redo the note, go through some paperwork, but the bank requires some things that cost money. The closing costs for such a transaction would be approximately $1,000 to $2,000. The finance team has hoped to find a way that we can avoid that extra cost, and also a great way for us to get this debt paid off as soon as possible. And so what we've done is we've come up with this idea called self-financing. Our current anticipated debt when this note is due in December is about a $140,000 balance. That will be that because we have 3 additional regular monthly payments that will take place between now and the time of that payoff. And so we are expecting then to need to self-finance approximately $151,000. This can be done in several different ways. Now, if there's one of you out there that wishes to just write a check for $150,000, that would be awesome, and we could just go ahead and finish up. We don't expect that to happen. We expect all of us to get involved, and so many of us to get involved with gifts and financing. So in the self-financing, we are looking at new gifts, as you may feel led by the Lord to give, that will be applied to the balance of the mortgage before we actually self-finance whatever's left over. And so any of your new gifts will be certainly welcome. All donations will be applied to the mortgage balance first, and you would receive a regular giving receipt for those gifts. The self-financing terms, which is basically taking the place of the bank, is what we're wanting to do, is that you may make an investment in the Colwood Church, and we've set an amount of $5,000 or more, simply because as you are repaid these dollars, we don't want to put such a heavy load on our treasurer that she has to write multiple smaller checks. We're hoping that we can make it a little more manageable for her. The resulting time for us as a church to continue to pay the similar amount per month will take approximately 15 months for us to repay the approximate $140,000 to $150,000. The interest rate that the church is suggesting that we would pay any of you who would be interested to loan the church some money is 3% annual interest. And we'll pay that on a simple interest basis based on 15 equal monthly payments with that simple interest. We would provide a loan document that will give you something to put in your files to show that the church in fact owes you these funds. Now, what's the next step? If you wish to be involved with this, you may pick up today or by going online to the church's website, or we'll send you one if you ask us for one, a notice of intent survey. And simply what that is a document that tells us what you're thinking that you would like to be able to do involving this. They're available at the Welcome Center. Melody Ader is intending to provide them. They're also available in the church office. Now, we really encourage you, ask questions of the finance team. Get a hold of us. Our numbers are on the form that's being talked about there. I think their numbers are also on our website. But call Bob, call myself, call Melody with any questions that you may have about how this is going to work. And the next step you would take then is to determine the method of investment that you wish to be involved. The first one being, if you want to just simply make a donation of any size to the church to be applied to the mortgage, that would be step number 3A. If you wish to make a donation of any size, you can do that simply by checking the box that says that you do not want the church to repay your investment, that you're just making a direct contribution. The next option is for you to make an investment of $5,000 or more, which is a loan to the church, and that you would like to do that and receive the 3% interest. And you would check that box on the page, and you would receive back the principal and interest on a flat amount per month for approximately 15 months. And that amortization would be calculated ahead of time and placed in the loan documentation, so you know exactly what that's going to be. Or the third option is that if you wish, you may waive the interest so that the church has a smaller total cost. And if you were in fact to do that, you would check the third option, where you would simply be loaning the money to the church to be repaid, and you would simply get back all your dollars but nothing additional. Again, next step then is that you receive your notice of intent survey, decide what the Lord is asking you to do in regard to helping us pay off this mortgage, and turn that survey form back into us, and we need that by November 1st. So that gives us a 2 or 3 weeks time frame that you can think that over, pray about it, consider it, and get that back into us. Scan it and email it in if you wish, drop it off at the office, get it to one of the 3 of us, whichever you prefer. We encourage you to call us. Make an appointment if you'd like to sit down. We'd be glad to meet with you. We can meet with you here at the church. We could meet with you at your home, wherever you like. You choose your involvement. So please return that form to us by November 1st. You'll also note that the dollars need to be available by December 1st. The actual note deadline is December the 5th, and so we'll need to get those funds into the church's accounts so that the check can be written by December the 5th. And again, the loan will be documented. We have a promissory note that we will use to make this all binding, and we think this is a great way that we as members and attendees of Colwood Church can step up. We know sometimes it's tough to give as much as $5,000, but this is actually at 3% a good investment. If you've got some money that is invested or sitting in the bank somewhere, you're likely earning less than 1%. And so this is a way to get a decent return. The church's record shows that you don't have to be concerned about any non-payment. You'll get your money back, and it will be a pretty short term of a year and a half or so. I have a personal goal. I hope we can pull this all together with enough gifts, enough loans, that we will be debt-free as a church before the end of 2021. That would be very exciting for me and for us on the finance team. So thank you. Please give it your consideration. Please pray, and we look forward to working with you through this process.